Episode 6, Riddhi's School Crush from Day 1.
I was transferred from a Catholic convent school to a Hindu religious school. I was extremely unhappy about it because I had to leave all my friends from the previous school. So we start from the first day in the new school. As I was in the second standard, I was crying the entire day because I missed my friends, my mama, and everybody else. Cut to the second day of school, and on that day, my class teacher made me sit beside a boy. Yes, here comes the boy. He was a cute, shy, yet confident, studious from day one, and the sweetest one till date. I sat beside him crying the entire time throughout the assembly, and he didn't say a word, just kept looking at me. This was a very evident and the first memory that I had of the two of us from my initial days in school. And obviously, being in the second grade, I had no idea what that was. Was it a proper crush? Was it an attraction? Pata nahi. I was always attracted towards him. He was the most studious kid, yet so good at sports and singing and so many other things also. I might sound like a kid right now. That's because back then I was a kid and all these small little things made me attract more towards him. I was also really good at sports when I was in school. And that was something that we both had in common. And I was never good at studies, and that is why I always adored him because he was. जब हमारी recess होती थी, he used to run down with all the boys to play cricket, and मैं वहाँ खड़े रह के बस देखते रहती थी. I always used to cheer for him. I used to be so proud of him जब वो बस एक six मार देता था. And as soon as हमारी recess bell would go off, I used to run towards him and tell him, यार क्या खेला, उसी बात पे एक रेस हो जाए. We always sprinted after the recess and then ran towards the classes for the next lectures. जब हमारा PT period होता था, I would be the happiest person because I knew this was my time to shine. I would be so happy because after so many boring lectures, we finally had 1 hour to play. But the most fun thing about PT period was जब भी हमें कोई games खेलने बोला जाता था, he used to be the captain. Be it football, handball, लंगड़ी, सारे games में बस वही captain बनता था. And I was always very happy because he used to pick me first because I was the strongest player from the girls. Even though वो मुझे goalkeeper बना देता था football में, I used to take pride in being his teammate. मुझे बस गुस्सा तभी आता था when ma'am used to ask us to make a girls versus boys team. Because then I had to play against him, na? I made it a point that whenever I'm playing against him, he never wins. मेरी भी तो importance पता चलनी चाहिए ना उसे. But when I was so attracted to him, मुझे बहुत पहले ही समझ गया था that he never saw me like that. Cut to when we were in 9th grade, he started dating one of my classmates. And me being an extra shy and introverted person, never told about all of this to any of my friends. None of them knew about my crush on him. Oh yes, by this time, it was an actual crush. So yeah, back to his girlfriend. She was a sweetheart, gori chutti ladki, the perfect mix of possessive and pyari. I know, वो तभी से उतनी possessive थी. But I was so mad because he didn't choose me. I stopped talking to him. I stopped copying from him in exams. मैंने तो ego पे ले ली थी ये बात. But then I got over it. They were still together till the 10th grade. I thought, why hold any grudges when he doesn't even know about my crush? I thought जब हम school से निकल जाएंगे, my crush would just fade away. But it was still there. Just in my head all the times. I used to fantasize about the two of us when I saw a romantic movie. But still, even after a year had passed, I did not tell him. After we both passed our HSC 12th exams, I got to know that he took an admission in a college that was very nearby to my house. I reached out to him and asked him if he wanted to catch up. He was up for it. We met in a cafe with an open seating area with a roof on top and small drops of rain falling on us. I hated rains. I still do. But in that moment, the rains just made me feel good. After that, we met multiple times. Then came my birthday. I invited him for a small lunch party to my favorite restaurants back then. My parents had given me just 2000 rupees to give a party for almost 8 to 10 people. And me, being a complete fool, spent around 800 rupees just for the two of us. I don't even remember how I managed to give a party to the rest of my friends. But then finally, almost after 10 years of having a crush on him, I gathered all my courage and decided to tell him about my crush. I was obviously not that confident कि मैं उसके मुंह पे जाके बताऊं. So I texted him. I wrote a long paragraph on how I was so attracted to him throughout these years. But he just texted back saying, I acknowledge your feelings and I always have your back, but I do not feel the same for you. And I replied saying, I know, I understand. But we are still good friends and we still have a very good time whenever my classmates meet up. And I am very happy that he never made this situation awkward for me. So ये थी मेरी अधूरी कहानी. Hope you all had a good time. Bye.
तो दोस्तों, कैसा लगा आज का एपिसोड? तो क्या ये एपिसोड सुनकर आपको आपके क्रश की याद आई? अगर आपको भी आपके पहले क्रश की पहली लव स्टोरी शेयर करनी है तो भेजिए हमें podcast@audiopitara.com पर। और ऐसे ही पॉडकास्ट और ऑडियो स्टोरी सुनने के लिए डाउनलोड कीजिए गूगल प्ले स्टोर से ऑडियो पिटारा ऑफिशियल ऐप, और आप इसे बिल्कुल फ्री में सुन सकते हो।
ऑडियो पिटारा सुनना जरूरी है।